So the carts head out onto the circuit, a flurry of noise and colour and sound, heartbeats go through the roof. Everybody is on the edge of their seat, everybody except probably for the drivers. The drivers involved in this championship fight are probably the most calm people in around here. The destiny to an extent is in their own hands, but you always have the nerves that somebody else or something else might trip you up during the course of the day. We have 34 drivers all lined up, ready to go. Some championship contenders who are going to go for championship points here. The grid is on screen. I'm Chris Hartley, and here to talk you through that grid, it's over to Matt Suckling.
So then it's going to be Finn Keneally, the man who's been quickest all weekend so far. He starts from the best place on that grid as they head down towards the first corner. He'll be on the inside run. Alongside him will be, of course, home favourite Eric Stull. Back on row 2, championship contender is Dean McDonald, and also in there as well is going to be that of Jonathan Hoggard. Then on to row 3, we see the likes of Kenzo Ayres and Nicholas Scholl. Row 4 then has Kian Jewis. One to watch out for again, could storm his way through from 7th position. It's Tazina Slavinsky alongside him. Then on to row 5, the likes of Adam Ateki did well in qualifying, then dropped back through the heats yesterday inside the top 10 with Axel Charpentier alongside. Then on to row 6, we see the likes of Zach Volk, last time winner out at Wackersdorf in Germany, and Alex Quinn, another outside shot of the championship, down on row number 6. Row 7 then sees the likes of two more Brits, Scott Simmons and Tom Gamble. On to row 8 is Padana Manang and Laurie Lepper. Row 9 is Jack McCarthy, the man who struggled with one heat yesterday. He has got a lot of work to do from 17th on the grid. Can he work his way through? We're about to find out with, of course, the 10 laps ahead of us with Glenn Van Berlo alongside. Row 10 is then going to be Jordan Brown-Nutley and Kay Van Berlo. Row 11 is Mark Kimber and Ayrton Simmons. Row 12 sees Voltas Zavidris and Ollie Caldwell. Row 13 is then Lucas Dunner and Leroy Jagasar. Row 14 is Louis Henkefend and Tamer Kamasachi. Those all just about made it through to pre-final from yesterday. The ones who had to qualify this morning with second chance heats are as follows: Andreas Essner and Jakob Novotny on row 15. Row 16 is Jean Nomblay and Cao Zhu, and row 17 Lazio Tuth and Killian Meyer round out 34 juniors ready for free final action for the final time this year. What are they going to deliver? We're about to find out. Here's Chris Hartley.
Thanks very much, Matt. Right, here we go. They go slowly as possible into the final turn. They're about to go as quickly as they possibly can drive. Finn Keneally on pole position, unbeaten so far this weekend. He's there with the green helmet. The race gets underway. 10 laps. Keneally's not made the best start. Eric Stull, the local hero, the Belgian, has got the better start. Oh, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers off. There's a huge pile up at the first corner. We've lost a load of drivers there. Maybe some championship contenders. I have a horrible feeling one of them is Alex Quinn, one of our key championship contenders. But there are 6, 7 drivers off. Eric Stull got the lead of the race. Others are cutting back onto the circuit, and we've got to try and identify those that we lost. But there was a big pile up there. We lost a load of drivers onto the grass. 58 is one of them that's just got going again now. That's Janis Slavinsky. And over in the distance, I'm afraid, yeah, I'm right, Alex Quinn was one of the drivers. He's just rejoined the circuit now, almost at the back of the field. Must have been 8 or 9 drivers involved in that one. I think 61, 8 is another one, 71 maybe. Let's have a look when they come through. But at the head of the field, while we're trying to identify all of that, it was an excellent start for Eric Stull. Keneally was better off the line, but he just kept it going through the first turn. Keneally tried to come back at him on the way out of turn 1. Then it all kicks off, but it is coming through. Shown as the leader of the race, Ollie Caldwell, number 71. Now, is that right on the screen? Keneally comes through second, Eric Stull third, and fourth across the line is shown as Jack McCarthy, so he got through. Let's try and identify some of the drivers that we lost then. We know 2 or 3 of them, but who else didn't come through, or came through low down the order? Kenzo Ayres, I think, got caught up in that. Ayrton Simmons was another one. Zach Falk and Axel Charpentier, both down the order in 18th and 19th positions. Dean McDonald got delayed in that as well, Matt. He's down to 14th place, so that's worked out nicely at the moment for the likes of Jack McCarthy. What about Kian Jewis? Don't see his name particularly high up the order either. I think he may have been caught up in the dramas too. So some big moments there, and some of our key championship contenders out almost before they started.
Yeah, real big drama there. I think what happened with Ollie Caldwell, I think he's gone straight across the
corner,
grass. So he's now gave that place back. So Finn Keneally is our leader in this one. Drama on the first lap of this pre-final. Jack McCarthy has definitely benefited. Dean McDonald has not. He's dropped right down the order now into what's going to be outside the top 10. In fact, just inside the top 10 once again. And Cian Dewis, Chris just pointed out, is down to 18th place. So he has had a shocker of a start as well. There's a great fight going on for second place, by the way. Eric Stuhl and Jack McCarthy. What a drive from Jack here at the minute. He's got himself up into what's going to be second place. This is really impressive for the man who wants to be the champion this year.
But his closest rival, Dean McDonald, has already started to come back up the order. He was 10th across the line. Another one that got stuck in all of that carnage was Jonathan Hogarth, down to 21st position. He had a good grid position as well. So it is Finn Keneally that leads the way. In second place now is Jack McCarthy. Down to third is the erstwhile race leader. That is number 89, Eric Stahl. Fourth and fifth, bumper to bumper, are Jordan Brown Nutley and Scott Simmons into turn number one. Through they go. And that's just about as close as it could be. They're side by side as they go through the turn. Into the left-hander at turn number two they now go. Brown Nutley has to give the place up, and Scott Simmons did just about work his way through into fourth place. We've got Leroy Jagazar in sixth. Tamer Kermit Shashi going well in seventh. Walter Zvidris has made up lots of ground. He got through the carnage. And the number 107 cart is eighth. Adam Ateki is ninth. Axel Charpentier, Zach Falk have come back up to 10th and 11th. And Dean McDonald dropped to 12th on that lap.
Yeah, up and down like a yo-yo at the minute for Dean McDonald, but let's see if he can make any more progress as this one unfolds. Meantime, towards the front, Finn Keneally has now been caught by the two behind because Jack McCarthy and Eric Stuhl now onto his rear bumper as they work their way down towards the final corner at turn number 10. And this is really, really good driving from Jack McCarthy. The first point he had to do was stay out of trouble at turn one, which he did. From then on, he's made progress and he's now looking to take the victory in this one. Onto the rear of Finn Keneally, down towards turn number one. Surely on this lap, going to try for a move. We're working our way around the fifth lap of this race now. Jack McCarthy has got this kart set up to perfection as he works now through the left-hander at turn number 3. Can he make a charge at the hairpin down towards turn 4? Not really there. He may get a good run though onto the back straight, and Finn Keneally's got to be very wary of this now as they make the run. Here comes Jack McCarthy, championship leader, goes for a move down the inside line and he gets the job done. An impressive drive from 17th on the grid. Jack McCarthy now heads the field.
He wouldn't have thought this yesterday when he first raced, first lap, he got tangled up, he got into a spin, and it was all looking very, very negative for him. But he fought back well in his second two races. Today, of course, is a totally different day, and it's gone the other way for him from a lowly grid. Suddenly, he's in the lead of the race. He got through all of that carnage, used his reactions, was in the right place at the right time, and now he leads the race. Number 8. Points forward. Follow me, Finn Keneally here says. Eric Stahl looking pretty racy as well in third place. Started to close the gap, the Belgian driver. Scott Simmons in that fourth place now, as I said, having moved ahead of Jordan Brown Nutley one lap ago. Up to sixth place now. Tamer Kermit Shashi, the UAE driver, is going well. And just behind him in seventh is Leroy Jagazar, the Dutch driver. Ateki eighth, Charpentier and Falk still ninth and 10th. Dean McDonald back up to 11th place now, but of course he's losing points here to Jack McCarthy, who leads the way, and he's going to get 34 points for this one as it stands. So drama here all the time. Ollie Caldwell has set the fastest lap of the race with a 57.191, but of course he's well down the order in 20th position at the moment as one of the drivers involved in that huge pile-up at the start of the race. Now into turn 8, the right-hander, and turn 9, the left-hander. The gap from second to third is coming down, and Finn Keneally, the pole sitter, is coming under pressure from his fellow front row starter, Eric Stahl. He's a little bit quicker at this stage of the race, and I think he's keen to get past Keneally, Matt, because he can see that the leader, Jack McCarthy, is starting to get away.
Yeah, let's see if the move's going to be made exactly the same place that Jack McCarthy got through. It may well do on this lap because, as Chris said, Eric's still looking very racy at the minute, looking to make a move on our second place man, Finn Keneally. And then behind that, by the way, a great scrap for fifth place as well, which is headed at the minute by Jordan Brown Nutley. We've got Tamer Kermit Shashi in there as well. And at side-by-side action as possibly Dean McDonald is trying to make a move just, again, inside the fringes of the top 10. So that carries on its way down towards turn number 5. Meantime, for second place, still no change. Finn Keneally holds on to it. Eric Stuhl is looking. Better run through the corner there. He got a great entry into the corner. Gets the slingshot then down towards the run of turn number 8. And then this is the fight behind we can see on the screen now. Down through the right-hander they come. And there may have been a change there because Tamer Kermit Shashi has now possibly got through. Yep, Jordan Brown Nutley has dropped a little bit lower down there. So it's all action further down. Lots of racing to be had as always within juniors. And this is proving to be exactly the same as Wackersdorf.
Axel Charpentier and Zach Falk into the final turn. Both got past Jordan Brown Nutley as well. So they're going really well, fighting their way back up the order, those two. They're 6th and 7th now, working together really nicely. Charpentier in cart number 31. Number 49 is Zach Falk. They're 6th and 7th. Jordan Brown Nutley with a bad lap there down to 8th place. 9th is Leroy Jagazar. Dean McDonald is in 10th place. Ken Jewis has started to come back up the order as well. Another championship contender there in 12th place. Look at that group for that 5th place, all huddled up together. There's been some more changes there. Just outside the top 6, Zach Falk trying to make up more positions here. It's side by side as they go into the left-hander. You're watching on the screen the battle for 2nd and 3rd positions, but there's an almighty tussle going on just behind here. There's no change inside the top 3. 4th is still Scott Simmons. 5th now is Charpentier, so he's the one that did get through ahead of Tamer Kerman-Shashi. So Kerman-Shashi down to 6th position in the number 83 cart. Jordan Brown Nutley was the one that I saw in the distance fighting back, actually, so he's got back ahead of Zach Falk up to 7th place. Falk is now under threat now from Dean McDonald, who's gained a place as well. He's in 9th position in the number 3 cart. 10th Adam Ateki, he's also gained a place. So all the scraps, Matt, coming a bit further down the top 10.
Yeah, they certainly are. And now, of course, Axel Charpentier has got through up to 5th place. He's really stormed away from the rest of the pack. So he's left the likes of Temeka Masachi, Jordan Brown Nutley. They now have to fight amongst ourselves. So he's got away. Still the fight out front as well between the top 3, more or less. Jack McCarthy still with a slight edge over everybody else. So watch out for 2nd and 3rd here as they work their way towards the end of this lap, and which is about to be the start of the last lap of the race. Finn Keneally and Eric Stull in 2nd and 3rd place. And just to mention about our man up there in the championship, Dean McDonald, his worst performance in pre-final was a 17th at the first round. So this one will have to count towards his championship, unfortunately, if he finishes where he is. But for 2nd and 3rd, still on, no change between the two. But Eric Stull, again, is looking very threatening for that 2nd place. Finn Keneally has got around about 3 or 4, probably 5 more corners to go before this race is done. He needs to hold on by the skin of his teeth here.
Which means, of course, that Dean McDonald, every single point and position he can get here might just make the difference, because you're right, this will have to count as one of his rounds, because he's had a worse pre-final than this earlier in the season. We're on the last lap of the race, the last half lap of the race for Jack McCarthy, who comes out through the left-hander at turn number 7 now, runs out wide, lets the speed carry. 2nd place still Finn Keneally. 3rd position Eric Stahl. I don't think it's going to change up front. Scott Simmons looking good in 4th place, about to come out of the penultimate turn, although he's not that far clear of Axel Charpentier, who's had a really good comeback drive here. Dean McDonald closes up to Zach Falk but won't get through, and Jack McCarthy wins the pre-final as the checkered flag comes out by half a second from Finn Keneally, the pole sitter. Eric Stahl is 3rd. Scott Simmons 4th. Axel Charpentier, really good drive to 5th. Tamer Kerman-Shashi 6th. Zach Falk was 7th. Dean McDonald was 8th. Ken Jewis had a good last lap to get up to 9th. Leroy Jagazar was 10th. Bernardo Menang 11th. Lucas Dunner 12th. Walter Svidris 13th. Kay Van Berlo 14th. Tom Gamble was in 15th place. Sean Nomblo 16th. 17th Adam Ateki. 18th Glenn Van Berlo. 19th across the line was Nicholas Scholler. Give you the rest of the results in a minute, but let's do a quick calculation. We should get the official points up pretty soon. But Jack McCarthy is going to get the maximum there, 34 points for that pre-final. Dean McDonald did well to get back to 8th place, so he's going to get 27 points for that one. Let's have a look at Zach Falk as well, because he did okay, didn't he? Back up to 7th place, 28 points for him. And Ken Jewis got back up into the top 10, which was a great effort as well. So he picks up 26 points. That's actually going to be Ken Jewis's dropped score. So Ken Jewis won't have to count that towards his total, but he will have to count a less than ideal score. You can see the results on the screen there for the rest of the runners.